Hi, everyone. Happy 2025. I hope yours is off to a great start. If you look around my house, it looks like it is still Christmas here. And that is because I have not done any undecorating, and we are several weeks past Christmas. And there is a reason for that. I have college kids who are home. I'm actually baking chocolate chip cookies to send them back to school with. And I had a request from my daughter to wait until she was gone before we took down the Christmas decorations. And I am more than happy to oblige her. However, I'm actually leaving the day before my children do to head to Florida to visit my mom. And so I will be down there for a little bit. So it could be the end of January before any of my Christmas decorations are down. And again, I'm okay with that. And I'm telling you this in case you have decided you're just not ready to let your Christmas decorations go, you're just not feeling it, or maybe you didn't even put them out in the first place. I am here to exonerate you from any guilt feelings. We all move at our own pace, we all do our own thing, and whatever works for you is perfectly fine. So if your house is like mine and your Christmas trees are still up and your lights are still up and all of your decorations are still up, that's great. If you have decided not even to decorate this year, that's totally fine. Or if you are the person who the day after Christmas, you are ready to move on to the new year, that's awesome too. All of it is great. I'm here for all of it, but mostly I'm here to tell you that I see you. I get it. We all move at our own pace. So today is all about celebrating the new year while also giving myself permission to leave all of my Christmas things out. And the good news about leaving all of my Christmas things out is I'm going to show you a few things that I really enjoyed this year, how I use certain decorations, all this because I haven't undecorated. So I'm going to share with you that. I'm going to make some chocolate chip cookies for my college kids. And I am going to share with you a couple of things that I thrifted that I didn't get a chance to show you before the Christmas chaos ensued. So all that being said, let's get started. Hi, friends. For the next few minutes, we're going to be talking about two of my favorite things, history and travel. If those are not yours, I completely understand. Go ahead and skip ahead about 10 minutes and you'll get into more of the thrifting and decorating content I know you love. But if, like me, you love history and travel, stick around. I think you might enjoy this next section. After the holidays, Dan and I decided we would take our two youngest children who were home from college just away for the night. Between work schedules and social schedules, that's about all they would allow, and that worked perfectly fine for us. Boston is New England's largest city, and it's about 4 hours. It's about a 4 hour drive from our home in northern Vermont. So we were excited. And I booked a couple of rooms at my new favorite hotel in Boston called the Langham. And I wanted to share with you a little bit about the Langham Hotel. Some of you may be familiar with the Langham London. The Langham London opened on June 10th, 1865, and is celebrated as Europe's first grand hotel. Designed by John Giles and constructed by Lucas Brothers, it was the largest and most modern hotel in the city at its inception. The hotel boasted innovative features for its time, including 600 rooms, 300 water closets with hot and cold running water, the world's first hydraulic lifts, then known as rising rooms, and an early form of air conditioning. Throughout its history, the Langham has hosted numerous notable guests. Emperor Louis Napoleon III spent part of his exile there in 1871. Literary figures such as Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who set several Sherlock Holmes stories at this hotel, and Oscar Wilde were also frequent visitors. The hotel was among the first to install electric lights in 1879, enhancing its reputation for luxury and modernity. During World War II, the Langham served as a first aid and military post. Unfortunately, its west wing suffered destruction due to air attacks. Post-war, the BBC acquired the building, using it for offices and broadcasting the Grand Hotel radio program from its premises. In the 90s, the hotel underwent significant refurbishments to restore its former grandeur. It continued to attract royalty and celebrities, including Diana, Princess of Wales. Today, the Langham remains a symbol of luxury in London, blending its rich Victorian heritage with modern amenities to offer guests an exceptional experience. The Langham Boston has its own unique history. The building in which the Langham is housed was constructed in 1922 and originally served as the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston. Designed by architect R. Clipston Sturgis in the Renaissance Revival style, its granite exterior and architectural details were inspired by Rome's Palazzo della Cancelleria. After the Federal Reserve Bank relocated in 1977, the building was converted into a hotel by developer Norman B. Leventhal's The Beacon Companies. It opened in 1981 as the Hotel Meridian Boston, managed by Le Méridien Hotels. In 1997, Hong Kong-based Pacific Eagle Holdings purchased the property for $100 million. On December 31, 2003, management transitioned to the Langham Hospitality Group, and the hotel was rebranded as the Langham Boston. In 2019, the Langham Boston closed for a comprehensive renovation, reopening on June 30, 2021. This multi-million-dollar refurbishment encompassed all guest rooms, meeting spaces, the addition of 2 new restaurants, The Fed, a British-inspired cocktail pub with a New England twist, and Grana, an Italian dining venue, the Langham Club Lounge, fitness center, indoor pool, and public areas. The hotel retains several elements from its banking past. The Wyeth Room, formerly the Governor's Reception Room, houses 2 historic N.C. Wyeth murals. The Members' Courtroom features a collection of historic Massachusetts maps. Original design aspects such as narrow ground floor windows intended to deter intruders and entry doors adorned with gold coin moldings have been preserved. Notably, the former bank vault now serves as a pastry kitchen. Today, the Langham Boston seamlessly blends its historic grandeur with modern luxury, offering guests a unique experience that honors the building's storied past. We had the pleasure of visiting the hotel while the Christmas decorations were still up. And it was so beautiful to see all of the gorgeous pink and gold and white decorations. There is something absolutely beautiful and feminine about all of the lovely decor. And as a lover of flowers, I absolutely loved this market-inspired section with the nod to London in the pink phone booth. So beautiful, adorable, all the things. I absolutely loved it. There are also nods to Paddington Bear throughout. And I had to include this photo of a pink princess phone because my sisters, Kathleen and Paula, had one in their bedroom growing up. Fresh flowers are brought in daily for the guests to admire. And this is the coffered ceiling that is in the president's office, which serves now as an event space. But we were fortunate enough to join the concierge in touring the former president's office, and it is absolutely beautiful. The artwork, the gilded coffered ceilings, all of it were just breathtaking. And no surprise, they put out afternoon tea each afternoon in the lobby. I love when a hotel has a signature fragrance line. The Langham smelled so good when I walked in the last time we were there. I asked at the front desk what the smell was, and the fellow working showed me all of the different products. And I actually bought a room spray. And every time I spray it, I am reminded of, I think, one of my favorite hotels certainly in New England, but it's really moving up pretty much anywhere. And these are some photos that we encountered on our way to Grana, which was the restaurant. We actually went there for breakfast. And while we were there, we got a quick lesson in napkin folding. I should say my husband got a quick lesson in napkin folding, and you will see my hand showing him where to fold. So that was a lot of fun. Just a really, really beautiful hotel. Has a lovely fitness center, and sometimes just staying in a nice place like that is enough. It does not hurt that it is right in downtown Boston, close to just about everything. So I hope someday, if you are inclined to visit Boston, you will take a stay at the Langham. Well, after that relaxing little getaway, I wanted to talk about what I am looking for in 2025 as far as what is on my thrift list. Because let's face it, that is why you're here, to hear and see what my sisters and I are up to in 2025. So let me share with you what is on my thrift list. This is not exhaustive. These are just a few big items that came to mind, and I thought I'd share them with you. The first thing is I am on the hunt for a vintage rug. I would like a wool rug and preferably one with fringe. This is for my sitting room, the room where my fireplace is, where you often see me recording. The rug that's in there was inexpensive. It has gone through dogs and kids, and it is time for an upgrade. So I will be looking for an area rug. This blue one right here in this image is really exactly what I'm looking for. The chances of me finding that exact one are probably slim, but I am on the hunt. Now, I'm not likely to find these in a thrift store, more likely at an antique store or through the marketplace, but that is first top on my list for 2025. Next up is a Christmas item, and I'm bringing it up now because I am hoping I may be able to find these at a decent price. And those are Buyers Carolers dolls. These are so nostalgic to me. My parents had them when we were growing up. And I remember my sister Kathleen and I one Christmas saving our money and going into this, I guess it was sort of like an indoor mall. It was called the Jelly Mill in Manchester, Vermont. And I worked at a store in there, and we saved our money and bought our mom 2 carolers. I'm pretty sure they were, at least one of them was a teacher. And I just remember that so well, but it inspired me to start collecting them because I love them. And these 2 that you see here were on my fireplace mantle. I purchased them at a consignment shop in New Hampshire, and I'd like to go back and see if the prices come down. Also, this one that you see here is one I would really like to find because look at that wreath. Doesn't that look like the one I had on my kitchen table? Next up on my wish list is probably a tall order, but I am looking for a set of black Windsor chairs, or I guess they could be mahogany, a dark color Windsor chair, ideally an antique or at the very least a vintage and a very well-made product. I'm not really looking for an inexpensive reproduction type of thing. Now, chairs are hard because the older they are, the worse shape they're in, and we are not particularly looking for a project here. So this is going to take some time. But our kitchen table, last year we downsized to a pedestal round table, and I would really like to change out the chairs to Windsor chairs. So I am on the hunt for 4 side chairs and possibly 2 captain's chairs if I can find them. Again, this is not something I'm going to find at a thrift store. More than likely this will be at an antique store or on the marketplace or somewhere, maybe a consignment shop. Somewhere I'm looking for a nice high quality Windsor chair, actually a set of them, and that is also pretty high on my list. And again, these are the big ticket items that will take me some time, so I thought I would start with those, and the smaller items usually will fall into place. Next up is another nostalgic piece. It is a mahogany game table. We had a mahogany game table in our home growing up, and I'm sure when my parents moved, it was offered to me or somebody, and I don't think we had any takers. So I'm not sure where that piece ended up. It probably was sold at their estate sale. So now, of course, I am looking for something just like it. I have a spot in my dining room that I think would be perfect for that. I love the flip top because I would probably flip the top up to create sort of a backdrop. I want it just like this with the pedestal base, and I am quite certain that is something I can find if I look closely at an antique store or at an auction. I also would not mind if it was the demi-lune, the half moon shape. That would also work as long as it is a flip top. This one does not have a pedestal base, but I think this could work nicely. And so I am on the hunt for that. I do have the perfect spot for it. So fingers crossed that I find something like this in my treasure hunting. This next item is a little bit out of my wheelhouse. It's not something I have ever been on the hunt for before, but now I am. I am looking for estate costume jewelry. In particular, brooches and earrings. And the reason I'm looking for this is because next year I am determined to create this. This is a Christmas tree made entirely of vintage jewelry, and it is put on black velvet and framed, and I think it is the most beautiful work of art ever, and I am determined to create one next year. So I need to start collecting my gems right now. And since it's several weeks post-Christmas and I am still fully decorated, let's walk around and I'll show you what is going on at my home. One thing I bought this year was a Christmas cactus, and believe it or not, I've never had one before. My mom always had a big one at the holidays, and so I'm determined to make this work. And I am learning about the care of a cactus. I thought for sure it didn't need much water because, well, it's got cactus in the name, but turns out it does. It needs a fair amount of water and a little bit cooler temperatures. So as long as I can stay up on the watering, and I probably will need to repot this at some point relatively soon, I am hoping for a good result with my Christmas cactus. I also need to put it in a prettier pot, don't you think? And while we're looking at plants, here is a look at the Amaryllis my sister Kathleen gave me for Christmas. If you watched her video, she talked about how she loves to find vessels and give people bulbs for Christmas. And this is just such a delightful gift because it has surpassed the holidays. So here we are a few weeks out and I'm getting to enjoy it still. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's this lovely crimson color and it just barely bloomed, and I am thoroughly enjoying this pop of color in my house. I love plants, and this year I did not get around to doing any bulbs, so I was super happy to have this gorgeous amaryllis. Thanks, Kathleen. I wanted to show you this table runner that I purchased at our local kitchen store right before the holidays, and I don't think I ever showed it to you, but I love it. I love this shade of blue. I love that it has birds and pine cones, and I know it's Christmassy, but I may be leaving this up for a minute. And as you can see, I haven't even begun taking down my Christmas decorations, and I'm good with that. This piece right here, I love on my Federal mirror. These are two faux greenery. This is faux greenery swags, and they're quite realistic. And then I just tied them together at the top and draped them on either side, or actually draped it around the eagle on the Federal mirror. But anyway, I just wanted to be sure to show you this table runner. I think it's an April Cornell. I'm almost positive. Let's come over and check. I probably still, yeah, it is April Cornell. I still have the tag on it. I didn't even take the tag off. Okay. So, yes, that is April Cornell. This is a cute little dish. My sister Kathleen gave me this cute little compote, and she had made some candied nuts that she put in there, and her candied nuts are spectacular. So those didn't even get a chance to be put in here. We just ate those immediately. But she had this really gorgeous champagne colored ribbon, and I thought that was so pretty for the new year. So I thought I needed to clean it, but look, it's an engraving. How pretty. Anyway, I think I might keep this in my bathroom with lotion or soap on it. I'm not sure, but I absolutely love that little compote that she gave me. So that will be finding a home in the new year. So before I take this down, I just wanted to show you this tea canister that I thrifted, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago. I put a little bottle brush tree in, and I put it in my china hutch along with my Christmas dishes. So this is pewter and silver and my Lenox china. And the irony is my Lenox china has actually a gold rim, but I love the way it looks with pewter and silver versus gold. This little cup back here belonged to my grandmother. I think I've shown this before, but it's just the tiniest little cup, and it's cracked, it's been repaired, but I just love this. So I keep this in here. I keep it in here year round, but it gets a little silver base at the holidays. So anyway, I just wanted to show you because this was something I recently thrifted, and I love the way it looks in here with the bottle brush tree. And when I said it gets a little silver base, this is the lid to the tea canister. So here's just an overview of how that all looks. This is just a quick peek before it all comes down. Eventually, I don't know when that's going to happen, but here's just some more. I just swap out my china during the holidays. And my beautiful collie collection reminds me of our precious late Sheltie Max, who you've heard me talk about, that we lost in 2021. I wanted to show you this adorable pillow that my daughter Maura gave to me for Christmas. This is a Chandler Four Corners pillow. You've heard me talk about that company since they are a Vermont-based company. More specifically, they are from the town I grew up in. I should say the town that my sisters and I grew up in. And you can see there is the tag. It's such a sweet pillow because it is just nice and petite, so you can actually sit in the chair with that behind you. It doesn't bother you. I just thought that was so adorable. Après-ski. I love the colors, and there it sits in my chair. You know, this is the chair I sit in next to the Christmas tree, watching usually college basketball in the winter. And here's a little something I bought myself this Christmas because I needed it before the holidays. Well, maybe needed isn't the right word, but I really loved having it. This is a cheese dome or cheese keeper, I think it is called. And I got it at our local kitchen store as the crow flies. You've heard me talk about it over and over again. And I really like to leave my cheese out on the counter. Room temperature cheese tastes so much better. And this is a way to keep it, and it will not get hard, and it is really, really thick. It has a nice rubber gasket around the edge so it really seals off. It's very heavy. It's really been a fantastic purchase, and it allows me, if I'm having guests or if I'm having cheese later in the day, I can just leave the cheese out. And like I said, it really is better at room temperature. My son Charlie has always said that, but we've never really found a solution to being able to leave it out without it getting hard. So this was a little treat to myself for the season, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I will be using it year round. I'll try to find a link for this particular one, and I'm sure you can get something similar online. I would just caution that it really does help to feel it. This is really, really, really thick and heavy. So, and that's really what you want. So without being able to feel it, I think it would be hard. So I will try to locate this particular one and link it in the description box. You may have seen these out on my counter while I was filming today, and I cannot remember if I shared these with you in a haul, but this is a set of 4 brown dripware dinner plates that are going to my sister Paula. I picked them up at the Goodwill here, and I was trying to figure out how to get them to her because she collects them. And I think I paid $3 for this set, and they're so heavy. Shipping was just going to be ridiculous. So as it turns out, I will be heading to Florida to visit Mom. So I'm going to put them in my suitcase. I'll wrap them well, and I'm going to leave them there for my sister Paula to pick up the next time she visits. And I'll be flying, but she generally drives. So hopefully this will all work out. Stay tuned. And lastly, I also don't remember if I shared this with you or not, but this was something I thrifted at the very end of the year, or actually right before Christmas. And I think it kind of got lost in the shuffle, but I thought it was so adorable and I wanted to share this with you. This is a trinket box. It is a Tiffany and Company trinket box made in Limoges, France. So it has the beautiful Limoges porcelain. It has flowers and butterflies, and I think it is just absolutely adorable. I found this at the Goodwill for I think $5, and like I said, I'm pretty sure I got it right in the thick of the holidays and just stashed it aside, but I wanted to be sure to show you because I absolutely love it. And there is the back stamp. Probably hard to see, but it does say Tiffany and Company, Limoges, France. Just an absolutely adorable trinket box. And I'm going to put this aside. Usually for Christmas, I get my daughter a piece of jewelry. I have only one daughter, 4 sons, and 2 daughters-in-law. But my daughter is the youngest. She is my only girl, and I do like to get her a piece of jewelry every year for Christmas. And I think next year I will give it to her in this beautiful Limoges box. She doesn't watch the channel, so I don't have to worry about her being in on any type of secret. But that is my thought. I think it would be precious to put a piece of jewelry in. And just another thing to be on the lookout for are these just little boxes or little jewelry boxes, anything that you could put a sweet and special gift in that really elevates it. So this little find, I did not want this to go unnoticed. Well, that's what I have for you today, everyone. I really hope 2025 is shaping up to be a great year. Oh, and for the record, I did actually make the chocolate chip cookies. We will see how long they last. I'm hoping to put some away for my college kids' travel day, but we'll see. But I really want to thank each and every one of you for spending some time with me. Our viewers are just the most kind, delightful, interesting viewers, and we are so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you so much for all you've done for us in these past few years. I hope you stick with us in 2025. We are really excited to bring you more content, and we can't wait to spend more time with you. Thank you so much. Be sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye now.